A city is a living, breathing thing, and it needs to continually grow and change to keep thriving. Some people are nervous about growth, and understandably so. If it's not well planned, you run the risk of overwhelming traffic congestion, unaffordable home prices, and a lack of open space and natural resources. But if a city doesn't grow, if new people aren't moving in, if jobs aren't being created, if neighborhoods become stagnant, your quality of life is at an even greater risk. Consistent economic development is key, and Nashville is doing very well in that area. In just the last month, Nashville has been recognized as a boomtown and one of the best cities for jobs. These are not just arbitrary listings, the facts support it. We recently learned that the Nashville region led the nation in job growth in 2012 based on the numbers by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Our total number of jobs went up 3.9% over the previous year. Pretty impressive when the U.S. average was 1.6%. I'm optimistic that this record of success will continue into the future. As part of my proposed budget for next fiscal year, we have included funds to create a new Office of Innovation, something local, state, federal agencies across the country, as well as many private sector organizations, have done to harness new technology and business practices to challenge the status quo and increase efficiency. One of the many tasks for this new office will be to work alongside our economic development team to help create innovative approaches that will allow us to keep and attract the nation's best minds. Downtown plays an important role in our city's quality of life, and we're going to continue to invest in it. Downtown is an economic driver in and of itself. The building we're in today here is absolute evidence of that. But downtown Nashville is not just for tourists or workers. By the end of this year, nearly 7,000 people will call downtown home. Downtown is now a residential neighborhood, something that wasn't true just 10 or 15 years ago. But downtown is also every Nashvillian's neighborhood. And my administration plans to keep investing in that growth. It makes our whole city stronger. We need to keep investing in our neighborhoods as well, in all parts of Davidson County, so we can keep them strong and offer citizens great choices in where to live. For 20 years or more, our city has been having a conversation about the need for better mass transit. Transit that is convenient and as fast as taking a car. We all realize that as we continue to grow, there's only so much road widening we can do. We won't be able to pave our way out of increased traffic congestion forever. But that day is coming sooner than you know. Most importantly, the AMP would be a first step in a larger regional transit system. Once it is proven successful on our densest corridor, we can take this type of service to other places where it will be needed, like to Metro Center through North Nashville, further out on Gallatin Road, or down Murfreesboro or Nolensville Road to South Nashville. When we consider what we want our quality of life to be, for the people here today, for the people looking to move here in the future, for the young or the elderly without any other way to get around, we need the AMP and more mass transit like it. Nashville is growing. We need to continue growing to stay vibrant and strong. And as we grow, the face of our city is changing. This is the second topic I want to talk about, diversity. There are 146 countries represented amongst our school student population. The most interesting, economically prosperous cities in the world are cities with diverse, evolving populations. Immigrants make a city strong, they bring culture and new ideas, they strengthen our workforce with young talent. I just talked about the human capital needed to fuel our city's continued momentum. Immigrants are an essential part of that equation. Nashville needs to be known as a city of opportunity and a city that respects the dignity of individuals, not just immigrants, but people of all walks of life. Sitting in this wonderful building it can be easy to forget that there's another side of the Nashville economic story. While our city's job growth has reached an all-time high, so has our city's poverty rate. And while we don't often tout the headlines about our city's most vulnerable, we shouldn't ignore them either. Successful cities are cities with a high quality of life for people at all points on the economic spectrum. I'm pleased to announce today that we will be establishing an affordable housing trust fund, which will allow the metropolitan government to take a more active role in creating affordable housing, encouraging rehabilitation of existing homes, maintaining affordability, and building mixed-use, mixed-income developments. With this in mind, by far the greatest thing we can do to thwart the cycle of poverty in our community is to get the education piece right. In fact, everything I've talked about today related to economic development, attracting human capital, being a city of opportunity, and staying on our upward trajectory, education is the key to it all. Our community has come together to do just that. We now have more businesses involved in our schools, lending volunteers to tutor and mentor students, but also to enhance curriculum by teaching real-world experience that students can take as tools in the workforce. Just this past month, we opened a new student recording studio at Pearl Cone High School, which will serve as a student-run record label supported by Warner Music. We're investing in our school facilities. A list of overcrowded, under-maintained buildings is still too long, but it's getting shorter. Including this year's proposed capital budget, we've invested $388 million in school capital projects. Today, we open the doors of this great new Music City Center to welcome visitors and tourists from around the world. Now it's time to open the doors of our city for all, for the bright and the talented, for those like us and not like us, for the lost and the struggling, and for the young who are filled with so much possibility. We want Nashville to be known as a city of opportunity for everyone, and I know we can achieve it. We have proven that nothing is out of our reach. Thank you for the great privilege of serving as your mayor.